And Coach, if you could make an opening statement, then we'll turn it over to some questions for the players and then come back to you after that.
Thanks, JD. You say her name better than I do. So, but I even love that. Like AT has now become AT to her parents and everybody, and she signs her name AT. So if it's easier for you.
She told
right?
me to.
Yeah. I really just want to say thrilled to be here, excited to be in this setting. It feels big. It feels important, and I think that's a credit to the WBIT and everybody involved in it and how professionally they've been running this program. This tournament, the first one ever. It seems like everybody's just putting so much pride into it, and I know our team feels a lot of, like I said, validation and a little bit of the love that's going on as we watch TV and watch the NCAA tournament as well. And again, just thrilled to be here and thrilled to be in an experience of a Final Four setting. It feels like it's a big event. So clearly our team wants to come into this kind of event and this kind of moment and play well. Excited that we got to host 3 games, but realize this is another step in what happens next is on another court and in a big environment and a big arena with a lot of historical, things from this university and from this arena. So, but I think we're set for the moment and excited that our players get to play another game and thrilled to be playing a great opponent in Illinois. And we'll just wait and see what happens tomorrow.
Okay, we'll open it up to questions for the student athletes. And we would like, when we ask the questions of the student athletes, Estera, if you will go first, and then Tara, and just anytime a question comes, just start there and move down. So first question for the student athletes.
Hi, John Dedman with the host committee here. Obviously postseason basketball is always big, but do you all talk about this being the first WBIT and just kind of maybe how special it would be to be the first champion of a new event?
Yeah, I mean, we've talked about it. As Coach said, it's an honor for us to be here, especially because, as you said, it's the first tournament ever. It's a great opportunity for us. We've came in here knowing that we can't think about anything else except playing our best and give everything we can and show how good we actually are and how much we can do. So we came in here just knowing this is a Final Four. It's a win or lose game. So we have to actually give all the best and try to win those 2 games.
Yeah, AT said it great. Just another experience to play with our team and showcase that we deserve to play in March and we want to play in March. So yeah, just another opportunity to show that.
For a lot of you, either from the West Coast or all over the world, really, did you take a little bit of time to soak in Hinkle Fieldhouse and just kind of some of the history here? Have you heard stories about Hinkle so far?
We heard a little bit, but not as much as this place actually has history behind it. So that would be good to know all of it, and we'll look forward to it.
Yeah, I think we're going to learn a lot more while we're here.
Okay, talk about the extra time that you get to spend together as a team and what's that been like? And obviously coming off a conference play where you see the same teams over and over and over, go to the same places. What's this experience been like for both of you?
It's a great experience to always travel to places we've never been. It has been a long season, and especially, like she said, playing in March. Well, I guess we're playing in April now. It's long, but I think we know how to stay together, and I think we're gonna just keep doing what we've been doing all season, and just do that.
Yeah, and it's just another chance to play with our seniors that, we had our last home game in our Pac-12 conference, and then we got to this tournament, we got to host 3 more games, so that's just another exciting opportunity, and just continue playing with them has been awesome, and yeah, just looking forward to playing.
The going from hosting 3 games in this tournament and then probably a pretty quick flight in terms of turnaround time, but a long flight to get out here. Is it tough to kind of quickly reboot to get ready, or is this just kind of what you're used to throughout the season?
Not really. We're kind of used to it. During the Pac-12, we have one 1 week we play at home, 1 week we travel, so that's kind of, we're used to it. But those 3 games, I think they've helped us to gain some more confidence, and especially knowing that it could be the last game anytime. It was just motivating us to give our best in those games. So I think it's a great opportunity now to travel and see what we can do here.
Yeah, and just the Pac-12 schedule is so hard itself. We're playing against top 10 teams, top 5 teams, so I think that has helped us shape into the team we are right now, um, and how to go into the next games too.
Checking to see if there are any questions on Zoom. If you want to ask a question, please use the raise hand function. Okay, I'll go ahead and dismiss the players, and we'll open up the floor again for Coach Ethridge. Thank you very much, ladies.
Coach, kind of, end of January, you lose your leading scorer, but you kind of get back AT at that same time. And then there was, obviously you've got really tough opponents during that time, so it's tough just to look at the results. But how has your team kind of gotten to the point today where you've figured out the roster a little bit and everybody defining their roles?
Yeah, I agree. I mean, losing Charlize, you know you're going to lose seniors for the next year, and you have time to replace them or try to get your team together. When you lose a player like that at that time of year, obviously people are thrown into different roles very quickly. And it took a while. It honestly took a while, especially AT. I think AT was out 6 weeks and then played the next game that Charlize wasn't in. So imagine being thrown in a couple of practices and thrown into that setting. So she's the one that we can really count on to communicate. Now that when Charlize left the floor, she's high IQ. She's really smart. She understands what we want to run. She can make calls and plays and do everything without the coaches and without looking over. Experienced player for such a young one. So getting her back it's been a process to get her confidence back, to get her legs back, to get her intensity back, and I think just consistency. And that's the one thing I think our team probably all year, but certainly after we lost Charlize, really we just played a little bit inconsistent, and I guess everybody says that probably. A quarter where we only scored 12 points, just not scoring the ball enough, just have moments where we just can't keep the intensity right and can't get the shots to go in at the same time as we're playing good D. So it's taken a little bit of time, but feel like the players have kind of found themselves a little bit earlier than they thought they had to. Again, replacing Charlize no one can do that, but it really has spread out among our team. And again, this tournament's really given us an opportunity to add a little bit of experience for those players that need it right now. And it gives us a lot of hope, I think, for what we're going to look like in the future.
And then one more. What are some things that stand out to you about Illinois, and what are some keys to tomorrow's game that you think are going to be a real big focus?
Yeah, great program. I just think they've done a tremendous job. Coach Green's been really kind of turned a sleeping giant, woken it back up. So just dynamic guard play. I mean, I don't know what else to say about that. I think we've seen some real athleticism in the pack, but, probably not the 3 in a row that can just get to the rim and shoot the ball so well and, create so many easy baskets in transition. And obviously just in their getting mismatches and taking advantage of them. We talk about the guards, and then their posts are just so solid too, that can shoot. So they just present a lot of problems. Can we keep them from the rim? Can we keep them in front of us? Yet at the same time guard the 3-point line. In the games that we've lost, we really haven't guarded the 3-point line very well. So you have to do that. And I think the keys probably more than anything at this time of the year is, you got to rebound the ball. We cannot let this team have second and third chances. If they do, they're probably getting us in foul trouble. And I think, that goes in hand with paint points. I think if they're at their best when they're attacking the rim and getting some ISOs or mismatches. And paint points, I think, have to be pretty similar, and I think rebounding has to be pretty similar.
Coach, what has it meant to you personally with your history in this game to see the growth of the exposure and television coverage and people talking about women's college basketball like they've never talked before? Could you share your thoughts about that and tell us how for someone who's been in this since the beginning of the NCAA tournaments and things like that, what has this meant to you?
Yeah, I mean, I look around this room and see some legends in this room as well, and certainly have, got to experience the trailblazers, the people that just changed the game at that point, and got to play for a coach that did the same thing. So, but it is totally different. I love the aspect of bringing this new tournament together with this historical arena that has, high school kids coming in here dying to play state championships in this little place. So the youth loves to come here, and now we're coming back, and you've got this Gen Z generation that probably doesn't even realize basketball existed before they showed up. And so there's so much historical stuff that goes in, and it is. We're all into basketball. It's a full circle. All of us have connections to the past, and obviously, I'm getting to coach this new generation, and we just have to continue just to applaud the people that came before us and recognize what the feats that they did to get us to this point, and then push this young generation into the spotlight, which they've handled it unbelievably well, and into the public's eye, and that has TV is making a big impact, and it's thrilling to be a part of the game right now, where it's kind of exploding on the TV market, and people are recognizing and validating women's basketball, women's sports, and you got to give credit to again, the people that came before us, and certainly this generation that just seems unbelievably built for these big moments and to take this game to new levels.
Coach, I want to thank you very much and wish you the best of luck tomorrow, and let you know how much we appreciate your comments. And
thanks again, WBIT, go Cougs.
Closing announcements, we have Hammond Communications will post a recording of the press conference at wbit.hammondcg.com, and transcripts will be available by ASAP and will be posted shortly. Thank you again for joining us.